Hey folks, it's Florida Deere. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be messing with the forks on the front and going to be probably playing with the hydraulic pressure. I have not done anything with the hydraulic pressure, so I'm going to show you how to adjust the pressure because I think I'm going to need it because I'm shipping some wheels and tires from my original tires and wheels on the Bronco, shipping them to some guy in Chicago, and so he's agreed to pay for the shipment, and he actually agreed to pay for the crate. I actually am going to pay like an extra $20 because I didn't think about the extra weight that this would that they would charge me for this. But this is 5 tires and wheels. In order to get the insurance and ship through fast and all, you have to fully crate the thing. So it was 447 pounds before. Now it's about 680 pounds. So this should be interesting. I don't think the tractor is going to be able to pick this up very far right now, but we're going to adjust the pressure to make sure I can get this in my pickup truck. And I'm going to try to lift this now and see how high it'll go, and then I'll do the adjustment and then check it again. Okay guys, without the pressure adjusted, it goes to 39 inches off the ground at the lowest point, or 38.5 or something like that. Now, I was kind of a little leery. This is 675 pounds that I was like leveling out. You know, I had to tilt it back and then I leveled it out because I can't pick it up level. There's just too much leverage way out here to do that. But this is a lot higher than I thought it would be, so I'm pretty impressed with that. This is all I have for the ballast is the stump grinder right now, so I might add more by the time I pick it up. And also I'm missing one wheelway because we're about to adjust the pressure, which is right there, so I had that off. So I'm going to set this down and we'll adjust the pressure and see how much higher I can lift it. Hey folks, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this fancy 5,000 psi gauge. We're going to unplug one of those suckers and try to figure out which one it is. And we're going to do a test. Again, I've done this before. I think it was like 18 or 1850 or something like that. And I was really impressed with how much it lifted, how high it lifted that. And I say that only because I know other people with other tractors might say, oh, well, John Deere should be able to lift that much. It never has a problem. I can lift a full bucket of just about anything, or overfill bucket all the way up. I never have a problem with the grapple, but these forks, these are Titan forks. Well, I don't have them. I left them in the pallet, but they're just a bit heavy. I think the whole unit's like 300 something pounds plus, much further out than the grapple or the loader. Just really, puts the whole geometric stress on the lifting capability of the tractor. So I was, and that pallet is a full-size pallet, regular, standard size pallet that's completely, crated and like I think 53 inches high. So it's a big pallet, and 675, 680 pounds. That's a lot of weight. So anyway, it might actually be high enough right now to actually get it in the truck, but I've been meaning to adjust the pressure anyway, so I'm not going to over adjust it and then back it off after I get the thing into the truck. I think that's unnecessary. So what I'm going to try to boost it up to is maybe around 2,200. I know Tractor Time with Tim did one where I think he had it up to like 2,900 and could lift an enormous amount of weight, but that was a pretty extreme test I think that he was doing, and not something I think he left the tractor sitting at that pressure. So anyways, it's probably anything up to 2,500 would be good. I am just winging it when I say that, so don't take my word for it. But I think that, a little bit over is a lot of times what they're capable of. But I'm only going to push it to probably about 2,200, I think, to give me some lift, more lift capacity. And I think the other thing that I might point out is, with these little tractors, I think too much lift capacity is just going to, probably provide, trouble, right? You're going to try to do too much with the tractor. It's not even an issue with the hydraulic system itself, but you're going to end up with, ballast issues and those kind of things if you get too crazy with the lift capacity. So I think that's something, I think to a certain extent they limit that for that reason, is so you don't, kill yourself with the tractor. So just for your benefit, and this is probably obvious, but you want to be able to lower the boom all the way to the ground and release all the pressure in the hydraulic system before you disconnect one of your quick couplers. Don't tell me how I know that, but you'll have a hard time getting, the tester in, or, the coupler back in for the loader. Okay, so this is what we're gonna mess with today, but first we're gonna clean it up because that looks just kind of nasty. So I might want to check my connections. I don't know, there's nothing dripping there, but it's certainly wet. So we're gonna clean that up and then see what we can do. But that is a 9/16. It actually might be like a 13mm or something too, and then I think this is a 5mm Allen that goes in here. And to increase the pressure, you would loosen the nut, and then you would go clockwise on the Allen wrench to increase the pressure. So it's a pretty easy job to do. There's nothing much to it. And I finally got it up to the 2200 PSI sustained pressure. So I think that's what I'm going to keep it at and see what it can do. And I'll just kind of monitor the seals and stuff like that, although I think only at 10% more than the factory, specified pressure. I don't think it's going to be an issue, since I know a lot of people run them higher, but so just shy of 57 inches. I have it all the way up against the pallet there. So that's the difference between 1600 PSI and 2200 PSI. All right, folks, I think that pretty much concludes that video. Now, some of the specs I saw were 2000 PSI plus or minus 150. I can't find where I found that before, so unfortunately I don't have that. But I did see in the loader book, it has on page, the 120R loader book, owner's manual, it says on page 75-8, I believe it is, it has a spec that says not to run it any higher than 2146 PSI. So I guess I'm asking you, is 2200 too much? Should I lower it down to 2100 or 2150 or 2146? What is your take on that? Most of the lines, of course, are for, 3000 or 5000 or whatever. The couplers, I think, are all 3000. So, am I damaging anything by running just a hair over the factory, setting, or what? Put your comments in the comments section on what you think I should do, if I should lower it. And if you like this video, you can hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. And if you want to see more videos on the John Deere 1 series or more videos on John Deere garden tractors, you can hit the subscribe button as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.